Charlie Kirk, 31, conservative commentator, was just shot in the neck. He's probably going to die. Donald Trump, J.D. Vance, Bibi Netanyahu of Israel have all already come out issuing their prayers for Charlie Kirk. We have people in an uproar over the fact that Charlie Kirk, who's 31 and has young children, or at least a young child, could be shot at an event during the moment he was talking about transgender gun violence. It is believed but not confirmed that this is the shooter who was seen on the ground shouting, "I have the right to remain silent." You should be able to hear. There it is. This is believed to be the shooter. This person was then carried out by law enforcement. And we could see all of these clips that I'm sharing are on my Twitter or X at RealMeatKevin. So if you just go at RealMeatKevin, you'll see it. But here's a moment where the suspected shooter is carried away and his pants are down. Now there's the question of why would his pants be down? This is obviously very emotional. We don't know that this is the shooter. It appears that this might be the shooter. But this is a very emotional situation, so people are wondering, why are his pants down? And we can speculate. Now, initially, when we heard this shot ring out, we believed we heard a rifle. I will play the audio of that so you could hear it, and then you could see it if you want on X.
Counting or not counting gang violence? Great.
Right after that shot, this is the scene you get right afterwards.
Oh my God.
You see how everybody's looking to the right and in shock? That could be echo because they're in a lower bowl, no security to go into this event, and it's unclear where the shooter was. Charlie Kirk was in this tent right here in a lower environment. There are plenty of areas above to shoot, but there are also areas below. You know, you could shoot straight in, obviously, if you were close enough. Now, Charlie Kirk did have up-close security. You can see right here, Charlie has what looks like at least 5 security individuals up close to him. This makes me think it's unlikely that a handgun was used because you have a lot of people that would stand between the shooter and Charlie Kirk and be able to respond. Now, there is the principle of action-reaction. If somebody takes out a firearm, even at close range, because they have the benefit of acting and the security officials react, there is a massive delay. We've gone through this in detail. I'll give you a quick recap. This is an example of something you could easily carry into an event like a Charlie Kirk event. This is an example of a Tier 1 concealed mag carry and firearm carry. This firearm is empty. It's worth noting. It's not loaded. This is for demonstration, educational purposes only. This has a mag caddy in it as well. It's actually, I'm doing it backwards here. There we go. This has a mag caddy in it as well. So with with a high capacity magazine, I could have 17 bullets here. That would be 16 in a mag, 1 in the chamber, and then I'd have another 16 right here. So this is a lot of firepower. This would be 33 bullets potentially in a 9mm Glock. This is something that easily at close range, you could pull out and be on target and have a bullet flying within 1.5 seconds. This is held or carried in the appendix, so it's inside your waistband. And within 1.5 seconds, you could lift your shirt, pull, get both hands on your firearm, and shoot within 1.5 seconds. That's very difficult for security officials, even these guys who look good, they look pro. It's very difficult to react to. So it's possible it could have been a handgun. I personally still maintain that I think the sound of this, although there could have been an echo in this bowl, I think this was a rifle. It's possible the person shot a rifle, abandoned the rifle, ran away, and then also had an appendix carry weapon. So I don't think because this person is being led away with an appendix or with his pants down, that it necessarily says Charlie Kirk was shot by a pistol. I think Charlie Kirk was shot by a 5.56 rifle from a distance. Maybe the person that had a backup sidearm. You could also have an out-of-waistband holster. An out-of-waistband holster is much more comfortable to carry because it's not pushing up against your tummy. This is an example of an outer waistband holster. These are also very, very easy to conceal with a jacket, or like you could see this guy's wearing a shirt, right? Very easy to conceal under a longer kind of sleeve, or in this case, it looks like he's actually, now he's got a longer sleeve shirt, you know, the drapiness of it. But this is another example of a firearm caddy. This is also a tier 1 concealed. This is an out of waistband holster. This is very, very easy to bring into an event. People who understand guns and concealed carry know it's very easy to conceal this stuff. And so this, in this example, would, again, forgive the shorts that I'm wearing, but would simply sit, you know, some people put it slightly on the side so it covers up even more. Some people will go on, you know, you can see how flush you can sort of mount that against your body. And I mean, you can picture it here. I could easily put a jacket over this and you would know no difference as to whether or not there's a firearm or not. And then of course you have the appendix carry option. I mean, there are plenty of options for concealed carrying firearms, many more comfortable than others. But to me, this was either a 5.5 bullet or potentially a hollow core bullet, because the amount of damage that we saw, this is very graphic. I'm not going to show it obviously right now. You can follow me at RealMeKevin on Twitter and just on X, and you could go through it. I reshared the video. Warning, it's very graphic. But you could potentially use a hollow core pistol bullet to achieve quite a bit of damage, like what we saw there. This is a normal bullet. I don't know if I can get it to focus on this. This is a normal bullet. And then this is a hollow core, also known as a defensive round. And that's because the tip is designed to butterfly out and cause massive amounts of damage and bleeding. Whereas this one is probably more of like an entry, potentially an exit. This is designed to lodge and cause massive damage. And unfortunately, that massive damage is somewhat what we see with the Charlie Kirk shooting. Again, I'm not going to show that here on YouTube, but what I saw with Charlie Kirk being shot in the neck and the substantial carotid artery bleeding, Charlie's probably not going to survive. And it's really devastating to say that, because I hope he does. Because I do think we are a country that should encourage free speech and free thought. And I think that's what Charlie does. I think what happened here is disgusting. Like, this is absolutely terrible. And it was just this morning that, you know, on the channel here, we were talking about security in America and how people don't feel safe. And now we see that there was no security check going into the Charlie Kirk event, and he's shot. Now, again, we won't play the exact moment here. You can see it on Twitter, but this is about 1 second before Charlie Kirk was shot. And so we could see that was 12:28, at least at the time this person was screen recording this. This was about, at this point, an hour ago, Utah time. Since it's about 12:28 now in California. So about an hour ago now, Utah time. And this is absolutely devastating. Again, apparently Charlie Kirk was talking about transgender shooters at the time the shot rang out. Yeah, it does look like he has two children. He has 2 children. He's 31 years old with 2 children. So Donald Trump has responded to this. We have seen pictures and video of the alleged shooter now, and a lot of people now questioning why. What would lead this to happen? Does this have to do with the mainstream media? Does this have to do with just violence in general in America? Is it safe to go to events? Is this just another security failure, like after Butler, that we have large mass events and we just don't have security around them? But then again, you could also be in a subway and have somebody like this go, I got that white girl. It just makes you wonder what world we're in right now. It's devastating.
Very close by when it occurred. He is a sophomore at Utah Valley University, the witness. He thought that there were around 300 to 500 people. It filled up the entire courtyard. He saw one shot go through Charlie Kirk's throat. He saw the shot go through and the witness fell to the ground. He was there with two of his friends. It was outside under a tent area, and Charlie Kirk was sitting in a chair, and it was a single pop. He described it as a single pop. And he dropped over immediately, as I'm sure that everyone is seeing. There's a video out on social media. It is absolutely horrifying, and I do not recommend people to see that, but that is going to be key for law enforcement to have all of that video as evidence. He was about 20 to 30 feet away. The event was from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. and Charlie started speaking at around 12 p.m. This is Mountain Standard Time. And it was about, a few minutes into it. He said it was about an hour into, what he was witnessing, and it was a question and answer. And again, we've heard, but someone asked about the school shootings, and they asked how many school shootings have been committed by those of transgender, LGBTQ, in approximately the last 10 years. And then the next thing you know, the witness heard a gunshot. This witness said that you could not see where the shooter was, and that they are very, very shaken up by this right now.
Nicole,
obviously, we need a miracle.
Nicole, I don't know if you can hear me, but just stay with us. There is a witness speaking live right now. Let's watch.
It's going to impact, I think, on a broader scale. Do you think it's going to kind of cause an uproar or anything?
Well, from what I'm hearing, if it's true, the guy who got shot, he was a pretty big influence in...
Okay, well, there's a random witness here. Anyway, this gives you a lot of insight into exactly what just happened. Obviously, there's a lot more, to find out what's going on with MSNBC. There's a clip circulating of MSNBC that doesn't sound good at all. Let's take a look at this for a moment.
In which a shooting like this happens.
Yeah, and again, emphasize what you just emphasized. We don't know any of the full details of this. That we don't know if this was a supporter shooting their gun off in celebration, or so we have no idea about.
Oh, this is stupid. Some random person, they get on the phone. Oh, is this person just excited? I'm gonna like I'm in a third world country, just shoot my gun up into the air. That's not what happened here. This was a targeted assassination. That's what this was. Charlie Kirk probably was assassinated. Here's a video of them making the arrest.
This is the guy that shot him?
Oh, well, the arrest has already been made at this point. Jeez, man.
But, that would make sense. In terms of proximity, that's the closest. It's not the level 1 trauma. Somebody said it was level 2, but level 1 trauma at Utah Valley. But nevertheless, if time is of the essence and you got to be somewhere fast, that's the one you're going to go to.
Mm-hmm. So we also had this information coming from the campus authorities, Jason, which according to their early take on this, they're saying it was from a building about 200, I want to get this right, 200 yards from the speaker, to the best of our knowledge. It says it happened at 12:20, which you of course know. But your thoughts on that, if indeed that turns out to be accurate?
Look, who am I to suggest that the authorities may have gotten it wrong? That may be a little bit preliminary. I was in one of those buildings. Those windows, a lot of those windows don't even open. I don't know.
Yeah, no, the big windows aren't so much of the issue. What they're talking about, I'll show you. The big windows they're referring to are right here. This is my speculation, right? These are the big windows this guy's talking about. I think the shooting came from here because this is where people turn their heads to. These sort of slits over here, some kind of railing up here. It would give you the perfect angle into this tent. And I think it was a rifle. And what I saw of Charlie Kirk getting shot in the neck was really bad. And it signaled a carotid artery shot. I don't think it's survivable. I think the blood loss alone would take you out within a minute, if that. You know, your heart's going to be beating at 60, 70 beats per minute, sitting down. Presumably, with a boost of adrenaline, it'll beat at 150 beats per minute, which is literally what you don't want because you're going to bleed out even faster. And I don't think there's an amount of pressure you could apply to that sort of wound. And again, the video is extremely graphic. I really encourage people actually not to watch it because it's so scarring. But this is terrible.
Why not advertise these things that you told us here? I feel like nobody else knows about this.
We'll try a little advertising and see how it goes.
Congratulations, man. You have done so much. People love you. People look up to you.
Kevin Paffrath there, financial analyst and YouTuber. Meet Kevin. Always great to get your take.